we're at the point in the offseason where things really start to heat up. The hot stove begins to burn and we start to see free agents sign. But the market is usually dictated by those players at the top of it. So what we're going to be doing here over the next coming couple of weeks is we're going to be examining the best free agents and their 5 most likely landing destinations for this 2026 campaign and beyond. So keep it locked in here at the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and let's get into it. Now up next on our free agent list is that of Bo Bichette, and in my opinion, his 5th most likely landing destination is that of the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, the Rays have not been known necessarily to go out and spend big money, but it's not that they haven't been trying the last couple of years. Being able to go out and bring a player in of Bo Bichette's caliber gives the Rays an absolute upgrade at the position in terms of their offensive contribution. Yes, Taylor Walls is without a doubt one of the best defenders at shortstop in the game today, but what he gives you defensively, he takes away from you offensively. Bringing in a guy like Bo Bichette absolutely gives the Rays an opportunity to upgrade offensively for them going back to the top. You also think about the fact that if you go out and you spend money right now going after a player like Bo Bichette, it starts to build the groundwork that this team is looking to compete when they start to move into that new stadium. Bo Bichette could be a very big impact and difference maker in that Tampa Bay Rays lineup, offensively speaking, plus he already knows the division quite well. For Tampa, they can go out and make a splash this offseason by bringing in Bo Bichette. Now, the number 4 team on my list for the services of Bo Bichette in this offseason is that of the New York Yankees. Right now, the Yankees are going into the offseason knowing that the opening day shortstop will not be Anthony Volpe. His injury is now delaying his start until later into the season. So the Yankees are looking for a replacement at shortstop. What they have in the opportunity right now is to forego the Anthony Volpe experiment and bring in a much better offensive option in Bo Bichette. Now, when you think about what he could be for that Yankee offense, it is a player that absolutely can give more protection to Aaron Judge, who is one of the least protected players in terms of the offensive contributions in terms of a full lineup assault. When you look at what Bo Bichette can do for the New York Yankees, it has absolutely changed the dynamic of being a power-hungry first team. You go in, you bring a player like Bo Bichette in who has the hit tool as his number 1 feature, and you have a player that is now looking to make contact. When you have that player built into the front end of your lineup, whether he be the leadoff guy or the number 2 batter, hitting in front of Aaron Judge, you now give yourself more of an opportunity to have players on base ahead of Aaron Judge when he goes and hits those home runs. There's no doubt the Yankees need to kind of reface their team this offseason, and bringing in a division rival competitor with the hit tool pedigree that is necessary to help this team change the dynamic that they've had over the past couple of years to be better in the postseason, because that's where the Yankees have been lacking. Hitting home runs over the course of 162 games definitely works in getting you to the postseason, but being able to win in the postseason absolutely comes with being able to get players to hit their way on base. That's something that Bo Bichette does, and the Yankees have not been able to do. So the Yankees are the number 4 likely landing destination for Bo Bichette. Now, the number 3 team on my list for the most likely landing destinations for Bo Bichette is that of the Detroit Tigers. When you look at what the Tigers have been the last several years, this is a team that is on the cusp and the precipice of a very important decision with Tarek Skubal. He is set to be a free agent after the upcoming offseason, and what better way to try and woo your ace than with reinforcing the team that plays behind him. When you think about what the Tigers could be by adding in a guy like Bo Bichette and having that combination up the middle, offensively speaking, of Gleyber Torres and Bo Bichette, you could absolutely see the makings for this Tigers team to be able to capture the AL Central Division crown. something that eluded them this past year with the collapse that they had late in the season. When you think about what Bo Bichette could be added to that lineup with Riley Green, with Spencer Torkelson, with Gleyber Torres, with the Kerry Bonds Carpenter that we've seen him be over the past couple of years, Bichette could absolutely add to that lineup in a very big way. I think that when you look at what this team is capable of, having a player like Javi Baez on the squad be more mobile showed that that was where Javi was at his best, playing all over the diamond. So how do you facilitate that? By bringing in Bo Bichette to be your everyday shortstop. Now, the number 2 team on my list might seem like the obvious number 1, and it is that of the Toronto Blue Jays. Why would the Blue Jays, having just gone to the World Series while having Bo Bichette in that lineup every single day, not bring him back? Well, in my opinion, I think that they are a candidate to heavily bring him back, and more than likely, this is where he will land. But when you think about what Bo Bichette was inside of the postseason, because of his injury, the Blue Jays had to move off of him. And when he came back in the World Series, the Blue Jays moved him to second base in favor of the more defensive, sure-handed Andres Gimenez. So what does that mean for Bo Bichette? If the Blue Jays are likely to bring Bichette back, it is likely to move him to second base. And whether or not Bo Bichette is comfortable with that decision overall, we'll have to wait and see. But for me, when you think about what that fit is, obviously, as I've already stated, the hit tool is there for the Blue Jays and for Bo Bichette to make this reunion seem all but inevitable. And I think that for Bo Bichette, it's going to come down to the question of whether he's going to get paid by the Blue Jays as a everyday shortstop or an everyday second baseman. And I think that's going to be where the difference lies for he and the Blue Jays reunion. Now, while there may be some pushback to this, my number 1 and most likely landing destination for Bo Bichette is that of the Atlanta Braves. When you look at what the Braves are needing right now, it is a shortstop. This is coming off of an opportunity now for them to be able to have an everyday shortstop in their marks that can go out and hit with the best of them offensively. Be able to not be a weakness in the offensive lineup as Nick Allen was for them this past year. Add in the fact that they have now just traded away Nick Allen for Mauricio Dubon and the Houston Astros, and you have to really begin to question who is going to be the everyday guy. That move, that trade really just solidified for me that the Braves are going to be in the shortstop market, and there is no better shortstop in this market today than Bo Bichette. So for me, the number 1 and most likely landing destination for Bichette is with the Atlanta Braves. But I want to hear from you, baseball fans. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings down in the comment section below. Where is Bo Bichette's most likely landing destination? What does that contract look like in years and dollar figures? Let me know that down in the comments. And while you're down there, if you can, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell for post notifications. We are truly trying to continue growing this baseball community, and by hitting that subscribe button, you help us to continue to do so. We have a ton of new content heading your way in this upcoming season, a ton of new faces here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and the best way for you to not miss anything that we have coming is by hitting that bell and the subscribe button. So as always, make sure you keep it locked in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.